from the deep, dark hollows of Knott County, Kentucky, where the moonshine is strong, the stories are strange, and your neighbor is probably your cousin. This is Appalachia, not so quiet. Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Hillbilly Phantom. As always, I am joined by my co-host and lovely wife.
Appalachian Shade.
Hello, my darling.
Hello.
So we're having a pretty good day today.
I'm loving this cool weather.
Yeah, it's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Been back down into the 80s instead of the 90s.
No humidity.
Very little humidity. This is a lot better than what it was just last week.
Oh yeah.
And I was out there working in 110 degree.
It was so
temperatures.
yucky. I didn't even want to walk the dog.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be walked either.
Yeah, the dog didn't even like it. I guess these are called the dog days of summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, even our dog didn't like it. So on our most recent episode, we had a very special episode, 500 listeners celebration.
And today we are celebrating 600.
600.
600
Can't
in
believe
3 days.
In 3 days, we jumped up another 100 listens.
Yes. And that's amazing because
yeah.
it took us a month to get to 500, but in 3 days,
Yeah.
100 listens.
100 listens in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I guess we're starting to get out there.
Yeah.
I notice we have like 20 followers on Spotify, and we have a few on some other platforms too. So yeah, I guess we're starting to kind of spread out, get out there a little bit.
Yeah, if you are listening, give us a follow because we have more than 20 people listening.
Oh
I
yeah,
have to,
yeah.
like
We have. I'm just saying we've had that many people that are have followed and they're consistently listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're picking up a lot more than just those 20 followers.
And of course, they want to listen to the last episode because there's a way to win some free merch in there.
That's right. Yeah.
I've made a TikTok post. You can go on there and comment that you want some free merch and which episode that you like is your favorite. And also, if you don't want to use TikTok, you can go on Spotify and comment. Let us know if you want some free merch and which episode is your favorite.
That's right. Can they comment on the other platforms as well, like Apple Podcast?
Yeah, there's ways to leave comments. I don't think there is on iHeartRadio though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only one. I'm not sure you can leave a comment, but you can leave a rating.
All right. Well, get to one of those platforms and give us a follow, give us a listen, and leave a comment and say you want some free merch.
You can post it. You like all the episodes.
Yeah, that's what everybody should post.
Yeah.
We love them all. But yeah, we have a T-shirt and a coffee mug.
Yes.
That we're going to be giving away to some lucky listener. So, like I said, be sure to check us out. Be sure to leave a comment, like it, share it.
Or if you want to be a guest, that's another way to get some free merch.
Yeah.
Share your story with us.
Yeah, we also had guests for the very first time on our 500 listener celebration. We had our niece Maddie and her husband Dylan, and we had our soon-to-be daughter-in-law Abby. Yes, the same Abby of Abby's Southern Sips that we have talked about on the show before.
Yeah.
Delicious gourmet lemonade.
And we're not just saying that because she's our future daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
It really is good.
Yeah, it's delicious. You really do need to try some. And she will be at the gingerbread. So get out to the gingerbread and try some of her lemonade. And we are planning on, having more guests as the show progresses. We've already got some ideas for some other guests. So now here we are on Monday episode. And what do we usually do on Mondays?
Ghosts, haints and boogers, cryptids.
That's right. All kinds of supernatural things. On the last episode, we were going back and looking at some of the previous episodes, and I had mentioned some of the listener counts. And at that time, cryptids and creatures episode was like number 3. But since then, it has fell down a little bit because some of the other episodes have caught up. I think it's fell down. It's like number 5 or 6 now. So that was one of our more popular episodes. And I was thinking, we haven't done cryptids since that episode.
Right.
It's the only one we've done. So, and we said in that episode, we only kind of scratched the surface on these cryptids and strange creatures that roam in Appalachia.
Yeah, we kind of hit the top 10, that's common and everyone in the United States pretty much knows about.
Yeah, you got your big ones. You got your Bigfoot.
But I have one tonight that very few people's probably heard about.
Right. Well, I've got one that's not real well known, but it's probably decently well known in the Appalachia area. But yeah, yours is most definitely one that maybe a lot of people haven't never heard of.
Ever holler has a booger.
Yeah, every holler has its own booger, and that's why you got to watch out for them. And we might be talking about some other cryptids as well as we go. So, Shade, would you like to start us out with this very, very strange cryptid creature thing?
I will be sharing a photo of this on TikTok.
Yeah, and it is a terrifying photo.
Oh, this is a very interesting creature. So, anyways, like I said, every holler has its own booger. Puncheon holler has one that's called the Yellowman stretcher.
The Yellerman stretcher.
And this one will chill folks to the bone. If he ever looked at you, he could stretch more than your body. He could stretch your very soul.
Ooh.
Yeah. So back when Puncheon was a coal camp, Puncheon Hollow in Beaver, it was alive with clanging tipples and rows of company shacks, and people whispered about a figure that haunted the edge of the houses at night. He wasn't built like any man, as tall as 2 men. His arms and legs stretched too long. Skin glowed like a sleeky yellow, I don't know, like a sulfur lamp. He glowed.
Ew.
Yeah, like slimy and glowy. Gross. His face was even worse. One gray eye rode dead center in the middle of his forehead.
So he's a cyclops?
Had 2 regular eyes, but then he had one right in the middle of his forehead.
Oh, okay.
So like a third eye.
So like a
basically.
third eye.
Yeah. And then a jagged horn just above his head, just one horn.
He was a unicorn.
It was kind of jagged. It weaved back and forth. It wasn't just like a straight horn. Yeah. His hands ended in long black claws, enough to scar a porch post. So deep that the marks stayed.
Oh, wow.
Yellowman didn't walk like normal folks. He swayed and drifted more than just like stepping.
Hmm.
Yeah. That single eye, if it locked on you, your legs turned heavy and rooted to the dirt, like you just couldn't move. You froze in your steps.
Oh, so that's like some kind of psychic telekinetic type of thing.
But that's when he worked his worst trick, is when he caught you with looking at him, like you looking at the eye.
Almost like a Medusa type of thing.
Because he would stretch your soul, not your body, but your very spirit, drawn out thin as a thread. And when he stretched it, you saw things.
Saw things.
Yep. Some say the hollers emptied out, cabins sagged and rotted. No dogs, no children, just silence is what they saw. Others claim they saw shadow shapes on the ridges, tall and twisted, watching from the tree lines, with their heads tilted just like him. So
like other Yellowman stretchers?
Yeah. One miner swore his soul dangled over a bottomless shaft, blackened than any mine that he ever been in, where voices rose up in his own tone, but the voices were stretched wrong, like it was just different. And they were calling his name. And worst of all were the faces that people would see of their wives and their children and their brothers, but wrapped, eyes too wide, mouths pulled long, voices slowed, like words were being dragged for miles through the dark. That's stuff that they envisioned when he was stretching their souls.
So he was all about the stretching. I guess that's what they call him, the Yellowman stretcher.
The old folks of Puncheon Coal Camp would tell their children, don't whistle after dark, don't call out names out loud, because if the Yellowman answered, It would be in your own voice, and if you looked into its eye and it caught you, he'd stretch your soul until you weren't whole anymore.
That is creepy.
Yeah. Some miners vanished overnight, gone from their bunks with nothing left but claw marks scratched in the door frames.
Whoa.
And others came back hollering, walking slow, speaking strange, never quite right again. And still, even now, folks say if you're on the back roads of Puncheon Camp or Puncheon Hollow, you might catch a yellow shimmer up on the ridge. If you hear claws dragging across the guardrail or a whistle that doesn't sound quite like a man nor a bird, you keep your eyes down. Keep walking, because once the Yellowman stretcher stretches your soul, you'll never be whole again.
Yikes.
Yeah. And so my papa used to tell me the story of the Yellowman stretcher when I was younger.
Really?
And his dad had told him the story of the Yellowman stretcher as well. So my grandfather and my great grandfather.
Yeah.
And they both swore that they had been chased by this.
It had been after him.
Yeah.
Right there on Puncheon Hollow.
And my papa was born in 1906. So he was a young boy when this happened to him.
A young boy, like how young? Do you know how young?
He didn't say really.
Okay.
Just when he was a young boy, and he remembered it chasing him, and he got to the house, and he said he almost ran through the door, like trying to get in, and he looked back, and there was something standing there.
Did he see it good enough to?
No, he just said it was way taller than him. So my great grandfather was a 7'1".
Wow.
Yeah, and he said at first he thought it might have been him playing a prank on him, because my great grandfather was a prankster.
Yeah.
But he said it even towered over him, so it was like the size of two men.
Wow.
stacked
Okay,
on-
so this was your grandfather's father.
Yes, he thought it was playing tricks on him.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
And he was 7
right.
foot tall, so he thought it was his dad
Yeah, he didn't
messing with him.
he didn't think the story was real, because
Well, yeah, who would? You know. I mean,
my great grandfather played tricks and stuff on him all the time and was picking on him. But then that happened, and my great grandfather was like, "I told you."
yeah. I mean, who would believe that a creature like that could exist? Like, somebody tells you that, and you're like, oh, come on, that's made up. There's no way. But then people actually experience.
And they're known to hide in like dark places that no one's gone for a while, like old barns, rundown barns, or coal shafts, mines that nobody goes into anymore because they're really deep.
Well, you know what we have a lot of, and I'm sure Puncheon was probably like this too. The coal camps.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, they're a lot of them are just abandoned, empty. Like the houses are still standing there.
You can't tell that it was a coal camp now.
Yeah, there's not like a bunch. The coal camp houses still up through there.
Yeah.
But if that's the type of place they like to hang out. Yeah, I gotta admit, I've never heard of the Yellowman stretcher until I met you.
My dad and them used to tell me when I was little, because there used to be a barn when we would go up the road to play with my cousins, to watch for the Yellowman stretcher. And my grandpa said that his family used to tell him that too, that if you seen it, try not to look at its eye, but you grab it by the horn. If you grab it by the horn, you can hold it there, and you'll yell for your parents. And then, like, if he sees your parents, then he'll just disappear or run away. I guess because other people's witnessing him stretching your soul.
So his horn is his weak spot.
Yeah.
It's his Achilles heel. Grab him by the horn and you can just hold him there.
Yeah.
The Yellowman stretcher. I'd be interested to know if this is something unique to just the coal camp.
Well, they said he glowed kind of like a miner's light, like a yellow.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if it came along because of the coal mines, the coal camps.
Right? Is it something that the mines may have opened up?
Right.
And it came out.
Or if I wonder if there's an indigenous people story.
Yeah.
That is related to the Yellowman stretcher. Maybe it's something that was here even before the miners got here, or like you said, could be something that they released when digging in the mountains.
Yeah, it was buried in the mountains and it came out.
Some kind of evil that was trapped. It sounds a lot like the Pumpkinhead story.
Okay.
Pumpkinhead, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was an actual some kind of like urban legend somewhere in Kentucky, Virginia area. But yeah, it sounds like that because Pumpkinhead has the big, it's really tall, has the big long claws, but he's not yellow.
I mean, there's been several encounters of like people seeing scratches way up in the trees, like down the trees. Then your porch post being scratched, in wood on the side of your houses and stuff. So people's heard it,
That's pretty
like
crazy.
unexplained scratching outside.
Yeah. Didn't your dad say something about hearing scratching like that one time?
No, he said that when my papa would tell him the story, that he would scratch on the wall, kind of like what it would sound like, and it
Oh,
would scare
okay.
him when he told the story.
Oh,
So if he
okay.
heard anything scratching, he would.
Yeah, he thought it was the Element stretcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm just thinking about the story of him being chased up the holler
Yeah, by the haint.
by the haint. And we told that story on another episode. Maybe that was the Element stretcher. Yeah, we might need to do a little deeper research, see what we can find out about. Like I said, there was Indians hanging around in these mountains before we came along.
Yeah.
And they had stories of these weird, strange creatures. And the white folk were just, whatever, crazy savages or whatever. But then they started
Seeing things too.
seeing these things, experiencing these creatures running around in these old dark mountains. And there's stories of these beasts, these things all over Appalachia. Anywhere you go, any state that has a piece of the Appalachian Mountains running through it, there's always some kind of creature that seems to exist near or within those mountains.
And that's where we go back to where you said that these mountains are as old as bones. They're the oldest mountains there is on Earth.
I remember somebody was asking the question about, man, the Rocky Mountains are so huge, just gigantic, so tall, and the Appalachian Mountains are nowhere near as tall as the Rockies and stuff. And somebody told the guy, well, the Rockies are kind of like teenagers compared to the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains are grumpy old man telling the Rockies to get off their lawn.
The Appalachian Mountains, they're so old, that I think that they connect to other countries. Know that they run to like New York, down to Georgia and Alabama, but it also extends up to like the southeastern like parts of Canada.
Oh yeah,
like around Newfoundland.
Yeah, they run way up through there,
like southern Quebec area. But then there's even parts of the mountain. I don't know if the other countries call them the Appalachian Mountains, but during Pangea, like I think it was Africa, United States, in like parts of Europe were all joined together and then it split. So there's like parts of the mountains in Scotland, Scandinavia.
Yeah, there's little pieces
North
of them.
Africa, like around Morocco, North Africa, stuff like that. So there's parts of these mountains scattered there as well.
Yeah,
so it's quite old and everywhere these mountains are.
Yeah, and like you, I don't know if they actually consider them all Appalachia mountains.
Right, but they once were all the same.
Yeah, they once
mountain.
were all part of the same mountain range, I guess. Yeah, I think Appalachia, I think that's just reserved for the section of the mountains running from New York down to Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that all these places that share these mountains probably have creatures.
Well, I know you hear some of the cryptids in Canada, but I'm just wondering, like in Scotland and Morocco, do they have anything close to what we're talking about?
I think some of them do.
I know they have to mine something over there. Has it released anything?
I don't know.
Possibly.
That's what I'm saying about, I wonder if Native Americans had something that they talked about that was kind of like the Yellowman stretcher, something that was already there. And maybe it exists in these other parts of the world, these shared mountains, if it's something old that was there long, long ago. So I have a story about a cryptid that some people may know. It's moderately famous, I suppose, and it's called the Flatwoods Monster. It's also known as the Braxton County Monster.
That's West Virginia.
Yeah. It's a creature from West Virginia folklore, and the first reported sighting of it was September 12th, 1952. Now, the locals have actually lovingly began to refer to this creature as Braxy. They gave it a cute little nickname. I guess that keeps people from being too afraid of it.
Right.
But yeah, way back in 1952, there was a bright light that was seen in the sky, and witnesses described a tall humanoid figure with a red face and glowing eyes. So this creature was sighted in the town of Flatwoods, Braxton County, West Virginia. And so here is the story of that night. At 7:15 p.m. on September 12th, 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Heyer, said that they saw a bright object cross the sky and land on the property of a local farmer, G. Bailey Fisher.
Like a flying wedge.
Just a bright light in the sky.
Okay.
Alien, UFO, those are not uncommon in Appalachia.
No.
In 1952, that was alien heyday.
Yeah.
That was back when like Roswell and stuff happened. So these two boys went home and they told their mother, Kathleen May. And the four of them, accompanied by local children, Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and Kathleen's cousin, West Virginia National Guardsman, Eugene Lemon, went to the Fisher farm in an effort to locate whatever it was that Edward and Fred had claimed to see. The group reached the top of a hill where Nunley said they saw a pulsing red light. Lemon said he aimed a flashlight in that direction and momentarily saw a tall, man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Sounds pretty alien to me. Descriptions varied, and in an article for Fate magazine, based on his tape-recorded interviews, UFO writer Gary Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall, with a round blood-red face, a large pointed hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish-orange light, and a dark black or green body. This is sounding more and more like an alien. So May described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. So that kind of, both of them are saying it had this hood-like shape around its head.
Yeah.
Pointed hood. As he said, it looked like the ace of spades. That's weird.
So kind of like a mantis, like a praying mantis.
Like a praying mantis? Is that what you're
That's what I'm envisioning.
when you hear that? Okay. Could be.
I'm just saying like the head shape.
Right. Yeah.
But you said it was green too.
Yeah. It could be. Maybe it's a bug alien.
Yeah.
So, according to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. The group said they had smelled a pungent mist and sometime later said they were nauseated. The local sheriff and deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area. So obviously these people weren't the only ones that saw this object fly across the sky and crash at this farm, because the police were already out there looking for a downed aircraft. They searched the site of the reported monster, but saw, heard, and smelled nothing. According to Barker's account, the next day, a Lee Stewart Jr. of the Braxton Democrat claimed to have discovered skid marks in the field and an odd gummy deposit.
I don't think that's the only place they found skid marks. So,
You think they may have evacuated their bowels when they saw this thing?
probably.
Hey, yeah, I mean, good chance of that. So these odd gummy deposits they found in these skid marks, they were subsequently attributed by UFO enthusiasts groups as evidence of a saucer landing. So I guess that's something that ufologists have witnessed in other UFO landings: skid marks and gummy deposits. So, according to former news editor Holt Byrne, paper stories were carried throughout the country. Video broadcasts were carried on large networks, and hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the country. The National Press Services rated the story number 11 for the year. So this was like extremely popular
Yeah.
when this happened. It was everywhere. This was like bigger than celebrity news is nowadays, you know?
That's a definite telltale that skid marks were found somewhere else.
So a minister from Brooklyn came to question the May family. A Pittsburgh paper sent a special reporter, UFO, and 2 writers for UFO and 14. Gray Barker and Ivan Sanderson arrived to investigate. So that's why I said this is a story that some people may be aware of because, like I said, really big deal at the time when this happened. Now, did these people just make up this story? I mean,
Yeah, not if everybody was out,
obviously they
aircraft
didn't.
crash.
Yeah, they didn't make up at least that part of it because apparently when they saw this creature, the cops, the sheriff and deputy, were already out looking for a downed aircraft because other people had apparently saw this big flash of light streak across the sky and crash at this farm. So something happened,
Yeah.
obviously, but this creature that they saw, was it some kind of monster? It sounds a lot like an alien to me.
We have Mothman, so maybe this was
Maybe it's
Mantis.
maybe it's related to Mothman
Yeah.
somehow. Mothman could be an alien. Who knows? I don't think this is too far from the doorstep of Mothman. So this is kind of like the Sutton family from our UFO episode.
Yeah, they're from Kelly, Kentucky.
Yeah, Christian County.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they saw these strange little green creatures, little green men.
Right, but they were like 3 or 4 foot tall.
Right. Yeah, they weren't huge like this thing was. But they told everybody they saw these things, and, they brought everybody in the world out with them to try to find them. And now in this case, these boys see this light streak across the sky. They go and get their mom and a bunch of other people, and they all witness this creature. So were they just making up a story? And why? Just like with the Sutton family. Why?
I don't see people back then abusing resources for something like that.
Right. Yeah. People weren't known for making up big wild stories and getting the police and National Guard and
wanting to be a celebrity.
Yeah, everybody in the world. They were usually very confused and scared and not sure what to do about this unexplained thing that was happening to them.
That's something I don't understand. Is like when something like this happens, everybody's like, I gotta call the police. What are the police really gonna do?
Well, yeah.
I guess I see it differently in Eastern Kentucky because a lot of people have guns and things like that to protect themselves. So,
right, yeah, what are the police going to do beyond
what you're already going to do?
Yeah,
so.
But a lot of people they don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
and police are kind of supposed to be an authority figure.
Right, but
somebody who knows what to do.
They can't really just arrest them and be like, you're disturbing the peace.
Yeah, and their guns and tasers and all that probably aren't going to have an effect on some kind of creature like this.
No. And people wonder, well, why does people in Eastern Kentucky have so many guns?
Yeah, that's why.
We need a good rifle for stuff like this, not just for deer hunting.
Yeah.
You never know.
You keep a shotgun by the door just in case any handsome boogers come knocking too. So later on, this story was investigated by ufologists and things of that nature. Cryptid specialists, cryptozoologists, I guess they're called. And nobody's really got much of an explanation for it. The closest that they can come for a normal explanation for the events. Some of the investigators have suggested that the bright light was likely just a meteor, which possible. Meteors come streaking across our sky, and sometimes enough of them stay intact that they do fall to the ground and crash, but not too often. And then they say that the creature's appearance may have been a misinterpretation of a barn owl in the dark. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Owls are always stirring up trouble. The owls.
Didn't they say that that's what the little green men were at the Sutton house?
Yeah, owls are solitary hunters. Yeah. So it's not going to be like a big bunch of owls attacking people. Right. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, if they said crow, or ravens. Okay, but an owl, like
Right.
I don't know. The most I've ever seen together is like two, and they're really spread apart,
Yeah.
so they're not like a whole tree full of them.
Right. Yeah, you don't ever see that. I've only ever seen one owl. I've never seen two owls sitting together anywhere. Definitely not a whole pack of them, you know.
Yeah.
And now this creature, the Flatwoods Monster, it was just a single solitary monster. But how are you going to misinterpret a barn owl as a 10-foot tall
Well, I
creature?
mean, I could see an owl like, and then maybe the mama have some juveniles with her or something other, like a couple more. But I just don't see those little babies attacking.
Right. Yeah.
And
No.
she's not gonna have like a dozen. So
Yeah, I think the barn owl explanation is just ridiculous. But despite all this, like I said when I started, the locals have kind of embraced this strange creature that was seen that night. And there's been other people that have reported seeing it. Not quite like this. It was usually just a quick glimpse in the deep, dark woods, But it's become a big deal there in Flatwoods, Braxton County, and they have a festival every year celebrating Braxy, the Flatwoods Monster. Yeah.
the owl.
Yeah, the owl, I guess.
I mean, how did it go from an owl's not even green? It didn't say in the details
Yeah.
it was green. Okay.
One of the witnesses claimed that it was green in color, and it had this pointy hood around its head. So
Even close to an owl, their head is rounded.
And said it even looked metallic, like the hood and stuff.
Oh wow, a
I
green
don't know.
snow owl.
Well, no, it had a red hood. The hood was red. So I don't know. I don't know where they came up with this stuff. It was an owl, meteor and an owl. The same thing the government does, swamp gas. But it still remains to be determined if this was some kind of creature or an alien. I'm leaning towards alien, but it's considered a cryptid creature. That's why I brought it up on this episode. And there's so many more cryptids and creatures.
Like I said,
roaming
there's
around.
ones that people don't even know about. Like each holler has a booger.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there really is some of these creatures. It's only in one particular little tiny place, one
Yeah.
little community. It has terrorized or at least scared entire little hollers.
Yeah, Olive Beaver knows about the element stretcher. Just Puncheon
Yeah.
knows about the element stretcher.
But everybody up on Puncheon knows about the element stretcher. They're scared of running into the element stretcher, and other people outside of Puncheon Hollow just won't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was even one back up in our holler that I used to hear about from some of my cousins and my brothers.
Okay. Thanks for telling me.
But I think we'll save that for another episode.
We're going outside after dark for me. Which that bear has already done me in. I don't like to go out anyways.
Well, this is I think it was just kind of dismissed because obviously they were trying to screw with us and scare us for the most part. But I heard the story from many different cousins and stuff. So
Like your older cousins.
Yeah.
And your grandparents share it with you?
No, my grandparents did not.
Okay.
I don't remember them ever mentioning it. It was only my cousins and brothers. I never heard any of the old folks talking about it. So I don't think it was real. I think it was just some made up BS.
Until it runs after you, like my grandpa. He didn't believe it was real. And he's like, okay, changed my mind.
Here's the thing. I don't know if these stories maybe put the idea in your head and possibly you're just seeing things.
Yeah,
or
maybe you're having an adrenaline rush from just hearing, I don't know, a hoot owl or something. We'll blame it on the owls again.
Yeah, blame it on the
damn owls.
But at the same time, could the stories be based on something that is out there that can't quite be explained? Because I actually had kind of an experience that would have matched up with this creature.
Maybe.
And like I said, I had just decided that it was my cousins and brothers screwing with me. But then something happened.
Even something as simple as a whippoorwill, like that, sends chills down my spine. Sitting outside listening to those. So
you know what always got me?
That always puts me on heightened alert.
You know what always got me was those mourning doves.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just sound so sorrowful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll tell that story another time.
Sounds good. I'll be
Yeah.
waiting on it.
'Cause I don't want to use that one yet. And I think we're about done here. We've been talking for a while. We've discussed two very strange creatures that exist in the Appalachian Mountains.
That everyone's not really aware of.
Yeah, that everybody's not really aware of. One that not many are aware of. Only a few people will know the Yellowman stretcher. And then another one that, like I said, it was pretty popular when it happened. Got a lot of news coverage, but
People seem to have forgotten.
yeah, there's not been much that's happened with it since then. Like I said, there have been a few other supposed sightings, but nothing quite like that first time. That report is just bizarre because I just don't see why you'd have this entire family of people making up a story. And I'm not buying into the owl explanation.
No way.
Yeah, it's just, that's not happening. So I think we're going to call it here. We're going to end this episode. But I want to remind everybody that we are going to be giving away that free merch come Friday.
So go listen to the
500 listener celebration.
Yeah, listen to the 500 listener celebration and comment or go follow it on TikTok and comment. Want some free merch? Let us know you're listening.
Yeah, say I need free merch.
And we will be announcing the winner this Friday.
This
on
Friday.
This Friday's episode. Also post it on TikTok though, and then we'll let you know how to contact us so you can claim that free merch.
That's
Get
right.
it sent out to you.
Yeah, we have the TikTok and we have Spotify, and then there's other platforms you can comment on as well.
Mhm.
We'll be checking the comments everywhere we possibly can. So
The only one I know doesn't have comments is iHeartRadio.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, get to one of those platforms. Listen to our episodes. Say you want some free merch. Leave a comment. We'll put your name in the hat or app.
The app in the Wheel of Fortune.
The Wheel of Fortune app. And we will be spinning up a winner for the free merch. T-shirt and a coffee mug. And they're pretty dang sweet.
The t-shirt feels so good.
It is. It's so comfortable.
Yeah.
I wore it for like 2 days. It's really comfortable. So be sure to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, all those.
And then check us out on X and TikTok.
Be sure to leave those comments.
I will be posting photos of the Yellowman stretcher for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have a picture of the Flatwoods Monster as well. We can get both of them up there. Maybe a quick little snippet of their story. Keep watching TikTok. We'll be on there. So until next time, everybody, I'm Hillbilly Phantom.
And I'm Appalachian Shade.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Till then, watch out for them boogers.